Hello, welcome to Infinite Prattle, Season 6, finally returned. It's been a while. I've got some notes somewhere which I forgot to load up, which is typical of me, about how long it's been. We'll get to that anyway, but I'm glad to be back. Let's get into it.
Hello, and welcome to
Infinite Prattle!
unscripted, unedited prattle on everything, hosted by me, Stephen. Listen, like, share, and subscribe, and enjoy the show.
Hi, welcome back to Infinite Prattle. I'm so happy to it's going well already. I'm so happy to return to your screens. In video format, you can see my face, or unless you're listening, which I'm still going to keep the listening part of it ongoing. I'm just really happy to be back. I'm sorry it's been so long. I was checking and I've actually made some notes. It's been like 11 months. It's the 19th of January was the last time I made a podcast, so it's nearly 11 months, which I'm so sorry about. I've missed doing it as well, and I'll get into it a little bit, like the reasons why, what I've been up to. I've not even been up to that much, so I've got really no real massive excuses. Just human ones. So you can see my face. So if you want to choose to watch it on YouTube now, you certainly can. So if you're listening on one of the audio-only podcasts, flick over to the podcast on YouTube, which is just at Infinite Prattle. And if you want, you can see my face. I'm going to keep it as much audio-based as I can, so I won't be doing a show and tells on the actual podcast. I may do some extra vlogs or interesting videos separate to the podcast that will be on YouTube. So that's what I'm doing. And until I get used to it, I was thinking about like starting a Patreon or something like that, but I keep saying it since I started it, I'm doing it for my own benefit really, and for the creation of the content creator. And I've got two cameras, so I've got this camera as well, by the way, so that'll be fun to edit. I had a bit of a test the other day, and it seemed to go alright. I did have that one in portrait mode, but I've decided to flick it to horizontal because I thought, well, nah. I'll probably regret that. I was doing that for like social media stuff because obviously everything's in portrait, and I was thinking, should I do that? And I might see how this one goes, and I might flick it back around once I've edited. I'm going to hopefully record a few in one go, and then we'll see what happens. Again, I want everything to be as minimal effort for me as possible. Maximum output for you, minimal effort for me. Everyone's happy. So yeah, I'm hoping that this experience for you is going to be good. Hopefully it's going to be good for me, but not too onerous to I don't like editing or anything like that. So what's going to happen is there's minimal effort. I won't delete anything that I'm saying. It'll just be, and I'm not going to do all them stupid frigging jump cuts that YouTubers do, because I want the audio that you listen to on, say, Spotify or Apple Podcasts to be the same as what people would see in the video. The only difference will be is you can see me, and there might be some camera changes, and that's it. I don't want to do any work, basically. This is a hobby, it's fun, and yeah, I just want to keep it chill. So I've been thinking while I've been on sabbatical, let's say, how this was all going to go. And I think that's what's actually been, weirdly enough, stopping me starting again. Hang on, I've just remembered I've got a coffee down here. So let's have some coffee. The squeaky chair is still here, if you can hear it. I haven't oiled it yet, or done anything with it at all. So enjoy that sound. But I've got my my Enterprise Star Trek cup, Picard cup. I haven't got Earl Grey tea hot. I've got coffee white hot with a bit of brown sugar, Delicious. I would like to say freshly ground and all that, but it's not. But I do have a Pepsi Stanley-esque cup. Not ice hockey, the Stanley cups that people are raving about recently. Got one of them over there, so yeah. What was I saying? I see nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. You might be able to see my face, but you can just see all the sheer panic on my face now when I don't know what I'm saying, or the confusion, mainly. Confusion is a resting face when I'm doing these podcasts, because I have no idea what I'm going to do. Even I've wrote some notes, but they're not really planned. It was just literally about 30 seconds before I started filming, and then I forgot to put them in my hand as well. Where was I up to? Yeah, I think it was the anxiety of starting again. It's one of the things, the longer you leave something, the longer it gets left, and then the harder it is then to start it again. And I think because I'd set myself the goal of definitely starting the video podcasting on this season, because I've been talking about it for a couple of seasons and never done it. I did a vlog last year, like a year ago I did a vlog. Me and Sarah were in Scotland, and that's on YouTube, it's still live. And I just decided, I had my new mics. I'll just go through myself in a minute. But I've got my new mics, and I thought, I'm going to test them. So I got my little gimbal and went for a wander. We were staying in a forest holidays place. Not a sponsor. Although, please. And then, I just went for a walk. Sarah wasn't feeling too well. And I said, I'm just going to go for a little walk. I'm going to take my camera and film myself. And it feels weird filming yourself, I must admit. This feels a little bit odd. Like having this camera here and this camera here. I'll say cameras, they're my phones. I'm not a drug dealer. I have two phones, because one's my old phone and one's an old phone. And one's my new old phone, or old new phone. Don't know how to say that. This one is my iPhone, which I got a while ago, which is my current phone. This isn't even relevant. And the one that's my secondary camera is my phone that I had previously, which I never got rid of because it was a good little phone. And I thought, if you ever need a backup or you're going somewhere and you think, don't care if I lose my phone, that's the one I use. Sorry, phone. So I thought I was going to buy some new equipment. I thought, you know what, don't. I was trying to use my old DSLR. It was annoying to use with my computer, and I was like, it's more to set up. And like everything, I like ease, so I was like, I'm not going to set that up. And yeah, so I just thought, I've got a phone. It films well. I've got this phone that films well enough for doing what I'm doing. So yeah, why not do that? So that's what I did. That's what I'm doing. And yeah, it was just the anxiety of starting this setup. I think the idea of I got in such a habit of being able to do the audio stuff so quickly that I could literally record a podcast and upload it within an hour, and it'd all be done. Like, it was all automatic. My host sent it all out. Didn't really think about it. And even they even started on YouTube because of the YouTube music thing. You'd add your RSS feed into Buzzsprout, and then it would automatically send that to YouTube and your channel as well. So it was super easy. It wasn't really a task for me to upload anything. Everything kind of become automatic. But I really want to do the video podcasting thing. Not so much in the sense to like gain more followers or more subscriptions or views. It's just because I think it's pretty cool to have that interaction. It makes me feel like I'm talking to someone, because I think I've said it many times on the podcast where I'm yammering away, and that's normally where I face. So I normally face this way, so with my back to the camera, looking that way, my computer's all set up, and that's the way I face. And it's weird just speaking to a wall than speaking into a microphone. So if I have a camera, and or two, I can kind of speak to someone, speak to you, and it'll maybe make you feel directly that I'm speaking to you, and hopefully that won't detract from the the experience that people get when they're listening to the audio alone. Yeah, absolutely rambling right now, which I'm back to full form with my very first podcast. What else have I got to say? Yeah, so if it all goes well, I'll continue this. If it becomes too much to produce and edit and upload, then I might do like a video podcast every couple of weeks when I think I've got something maybe important to say or something I think would benefit from a video on. But at the moment, I'm not thinking about that. At the moment is audio and video podcasting released at the same time. Yeah, so there we go. And that's how it's going to be until I get burnt out. But yeah, I was saying about the anxiety kind of thing. It was kind of eating me up, and I think a lot of people think that I'm quite a confident guy, and things don't affect me. But I am human, and things affect me the same as everyone else. I think I'm reasonably well adjusted, and I think I'm good at dealing with stuff. But every so often, when things get too much, things have to drop out of your agenda. And for some reason, the podcast, even though I super enjoy it is the phrase. It was something that I could keep kicking down the road, let's say. And plus, the thought of like doing this was really getting on top of me, and I don't really know why. I suppose I felt maybe a bit guilty for it taking a bit longer to do, and how that was affecting my time with Sarah because I work so much. Like everyone. My downtime seemed more important, even though I wasn't really being that productive. So it was kind of getting into a vicious cycle, really. I kept saying these things, and I wanted to tidy my space up, which still isn't. It looks tidy-ish at the moment. I know I've noticed some things over there that I've left on the side, but it looks tidy-ish now. But I was kind of getting a bit in my own head about that YouTuber look, what YouTubers have, and I wanted to get myself a little sign done, which I did. So my sign's up, and I'm pleased with that. It was a Temu special. Hopefully it doesn't catch fire. That would make an interesting video. I wouldn't be happy though. But yeah, I wanted to get kind of like that look, and I think I was getting too in my head about it. So everything's in my head, but I'm back now, so I can shut up about that. With the podcast, to say it's going to stay the same. The only thing that I might change is my previous format was episodical, but every episode kind of, unless it was like a part 1, part 2. I kind of like tried to close off that kind of thought process within that episode. Sometimes I'd say I'd come back to it, but I never do, because I never really listen to what I was talking about. Very, very rarely remember to make a note to say, right, you were talking about that today, come back to it, which I'm going to try and do, because how I'm going to try and do this in the future is, excuse me, if I'm the problem with visuals. So if I'm doing something and I'm talking about something, I won't try and wrap it up so quickly. I will like overlap it into the next episode. Maybe record that episode back to back so I can't forget. And then that will be the flow of the podcast. So it might be like one continuous podcast, maybe. Depending on how it works out. So I do have in my brain certain topics I want to speak about. And it's whether I can get 20 minutes out of a conversation. Which anyone that knows me or has listened to the podcast before probably would say that I could, considering I've been talking God knows how long right now about God knows how much, I don't know. So that's kind of like the way the podcast's going to go. I'm going to get some guests on as well, hopefully again this season. They will probably record it as well, maybe in a bit of a different setup, because I need to make space for another person. But yeah, I'm gonna get there's a guy in my band. I would say my band, our band, that I think will come on and probably discuss some stuff with me, music, probably, as well, that's what we're doing, and definitely aliens. I'm a massive Alien fan, as you're well aware, and that will definitely be a couple of the episodes this season, with all the new Alien and Predator stuff that's come out. And there's a local guy that contacted me called Sickly Green, so I'm hoping to get him on the show. It's really nice when people reach out to you and want to interact with you and want to talk about what you do, and I'd like to find out what he's doing. I have actually subscribed to him, so he's been on the social medias in my local town, and he's got some interesting things going on. So hopefully we can get him on the show and we can have a bit of a discussion, and it'd just be nice to maybe have that mix up again of different people on the show, and having that different dynamic every so often. I don't think I'm not going to go too deep with it. I'm not going to try and force guests on the show, but if someone crops up or that's needed, then I will. I'd like to be fluid. I don't want to pin myself down, and I like rambling about crap myself. So I don't want to be that sort of show. Like I had an initial idea where probably like season 2, season 3. Where I was trying to get guests on all the time. And I had quite a few on. A lot of them were 2-parters. And my thought process back then was basically to have a guest every other show. Like a solo, then a guest, a solo, then a guest, and so on. All the way through the season. That didn't work out because it's really hard work to like pin people down, get people to, tell them what you want, get people to sign the agreements, and because you have to have a little bit of legal cover when you're uploading stuff to the internet, and it's really difficult to like manage that. And even though it's a little bit of admin, I didn't want it to become a job again. I didn't, if this was my full-time thing, that wouldn't be an issue, but it's not. And I didn't want it to become, onerous and just getting bogged down in them details. So it's really nice when people reach out, and I can maybe get a couple more friends on as well this season. So I might even get a couple of people from the band on. You never know. Let's see how receptive they are. But definitely I'm going to try and get my mate back on again. Scott, who talked about Star Trek last time, I'll see if he can come back on. We'll talk about some other nostalgic stuff, probably some 80s films, etc. that we like, because we're the same age, literally 4 days apart. I'm 4 days old. He never lets me forget. Just the whole thing about subscribing. If you can subscribe or give us a like, and I don't say that to like gain notoriety. It just knows that someone's out there. If someone comments or gives me a thumbs up, or subscribes, it just lets me know that people are listening. Lets me know that people are enjoying what I'm doing. And if you want to give me feedback, then I'm open to it. Just ping me. Ping me a message. Slide into my DMs, as they say, as the youngsters say. Oh, I sound so old. Slide into my DMs. Isn't that like a dating thing though? I don't know. Is that a dating thing? More so than just messaging? I don't know. I'm old. I don't need to know about that jazz. Yeah. So that's pretty much like the podcast for this season. I'm going to just do what I do, be very fluid, do some videos, try and make it as interactive as I can. Try and keep it audio based, so I'm not doing show and tells during these videos, and or be descriptive when I am. Yeah, and just follow my socials as well. Like I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, but I don't upload that very often because it annoys me. Again, it's the whole thing of like too many socials, trying to upload too much stuff. But Instagram I use loads, and that ultimately shares to Threads. I am on Twitter as well, or X as it is now. It has been for a while, to be fair, but Twitter just is ingrained. And I'm on Facebook, so I've got a Facebook group on there. I'm on Reddit as well, I think I've got a Reddit thread, subreddit. I can't remember. I set up loads of stuff. So if you Google @Infinite Prattle, you'll probably find the social media for you to follow me on. And I will try and get better with TikTok, or just delete it. I'll let you know. So yeah, so what have I been doing? This is the thing. What have I been doing in the interim of Infinite Prattle in 11 months? Well, the answer is lots, but not very much. I think that's probably how I can sum it up. I've been away a couple of times, not any foreign holidays, not been away abroad anywhere. All based in the UK. Been to see my mum in Ireland. We went up to Edinburgh. Not Edinburgh. Oh, I said Edinburgh. I was watching Frankenstein last night, the new one, called the Del Toro one, and it's very good. And part of it was in Edinburgh, so I think it's in my brain. Anyway, I went to see the British Superbikes in a few places around the country last season, and one of them was Knockhill, which is in Scotland, and we stayed in Beaumaris. Is it Beaumaris? I think that's wrong. It's somewhere that's got the same place as a place in Wales, which Beaumaris is in Wales. I want to say it is Beaumaris. It's got a little museum. Oh, it's going to really annoy me now. I'm telling you the wrong thing. Anyway, we had a lovely time. I went up with my friend Jeff and his wife Heather, and we had a lovely time. Went to see the British Superbikes. Had a couple of days just potting around the lovely Scottish countryside, and yeah, just had a thoroughly nice time. If I'm honest with you. Work's been really busy, and I think the daily grind of work and only having like a couple of days off at the weekend. Plus, we've been busy this year at weekends. We're normally sort of couple where we don't really plan stuff in, and this year we seem to have had quite a lot of stuff planned. And anyone that works like an office 9-to-5 job knows that like your weekends are quite precious, and trying to do stuff around the house and all that jazz. It's just been getting on top of me this year, and I'm not going to be whiny about it. I think sometimes you just have a period of time where your brain and your body sometimes is just like, whoa, like, you know. And this is the year. This is the year for me. I think this is, you know, last year was a busy year in work for me. Like my first major project commissioned. It was a bit madness, really, really, really quite stressful at times. And then that linked with like personal stuff, like doing the IVF for so long. And we've got some news on that, and I'm still deciding whether to do a podcast on that or whether it's too personal. Have to have a conversation with Sarah about that, because, like, you know, I do put my feelings out here. I do talk about stuff, and I need to know that, you know, that is okay for other people, and especially my wife. I don't want her to feel any way about what I'm doing, and because some things need to be kept private. I don't think she'll have a problem with me sharing the thing I'm thinking about sharing, but if not, I'll probably just do another one on IVF and the process, and it's quite stressful. I think I went into it with a bit of a closed mind, thinking it'd just be like, you know, they do some stuff in a lab, bish bash bosh, you're pregnant, and it's not the case at all. What else have I done? I've been incessantly trying to tidy this room, try and get the garage in order, and it looks worse than ever, if I'm honest, with the garage especially. Been out with my motorbike a few times with my mate Pete from work. Been out a couple of times on my own, not as much as I would like. That is something I need to change next year. Need to get panniers on it. Need to replace my panniers and put a backrest on it, so Sarah can come on the back of it. We need to get her on the back. Yeah, it's just been one of them years, I think, it's gone so fast as well. It's gone so fast. And yeah, it's been a bit much, if I'm honest with you. It's been a bit much, and I'm so sorry that it's taken 11 months nearly to get this out. But thank you for coming on the journey. Thank you for the people who have been still downloading in that 11-month downtime. I've had quite a lot of downloads still, and it amazes me that I've not really been promoting. I've been putting stuff on the Instagram page. It's kind of become I've got my own personal Instagram page, but I've got the Infinite Prattle one's become the one that I just use the most, and just for everything really. It's podcast stuff, just things that I'm doing. And even though I've not really been posting links to the podcast, I've had quite a lot of engagement recently, which is lovely. Thank you for anyone that's left a comment and listened to the podcast. And hopefully this season will be peak Infinite Prattle so far. Going and may it continue going forward. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to, you know, talking crap at you again and making mistakes, doing it, you know, making errors, and traveling on that journey with you. And, you know, hopefully you get something out of it. It's cathartic for me. Hopefully you guys get something out of listening to someone talk about things in their life that may resonate with you. And that's the only reason I do this. I just do this because it helps me, and hopefully some random person in the world may listen to it and, you know, get something from it. And, you know, that's a bargain for me if that's the case. So I've been rambling for 20 minutes on bugger all. And it's sometimes I just realise that I have no way of telling how long I've been talking for. So I need to get like a little countdown timer somewhere that I can see. Front of house kind of thing. Front of house? Is that right? Would that be the right thing? Because that's the audience there. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But I need to get a timer so I know how long I've been bloody rabbiting for. Because that's the only good thing when I'm doing it on the deck. It actually tells you. Well, there's a thought to be left with, isn't it? Right. I love you all. Thank you very much for listening. Watching, if you're watching, please leave a like, subscribe, whatever. It's not for my benefit. It's just to know, well, it's for my benefit, but it's just know that you're there. I'd like to know that you're there. So a little like would make me realise that someone's been, you know, paying attention. And if you want to leave a comment or suggestions, or even if you want to leave something that you want my view on, so you want to make a suggestion for a podcast because you'd like to hear my view on something, then why not? Thank you very much for listening, and I will see you on the next one. And remember, keep prattling. Thanks for listening to Infinite Prattle!
with your host, Stephen. Follow me on social networks at Infinite Prattle, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks very much.